Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, sex worker fined $30,000 after bottle throwing altercation with a colleague. A female sex worker has been fined $30,000 following a physical altercation with another colleague at the Palais Royal nightclub on Ripon Road in January. 42-year-old Lorraine Martin pleaded guilty to unlawful wounding when she appeared before Senior Parish Judge Sanchia Burrell in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court on Tuesday. The incident occurred on January 19, 2025, when Martin reportedly threw a bottle, striking the complainant on her shoulder and a foot. In her defense, Martin argued she just got a scratch on her back. However, the complainant further argued that they had an ongoing dispute after Martin found out that she and a man, whom she identified as Rasta, were romantically involved. Martin, in an outburst, told the judge that she saw the complainant in a compromising position with Rasta, who she claimed was her partner. She also argued that the complainant began calling her names and threatened to video her and upload the content to YouTube. Judge Burrell then ordered that Martin be temporarily placed in a holding cell to calm down. "You can't lose control in the court like this," Burrell said. "This has to stop. If someone doesn't put a stop to it, somebody is going to get hurt." The case was briefly stood down before being called up again, and Martin was subsequently fined $30,000. Case management date for Monkey Man charged with a triple murder. A St. Andrew man was remanded in police custody following his appearance in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court on Tuesday to answer to the charge of unauthorized possession of ammunition. His attorney, however, was caught off guard when the charge was brought up. Richard Jonas, otherwise known as the Monkey Man or Jelani, a carpenter of Moonlight Drive, Queensborough, Kingston 19, is currently before the court in connection with a triple murder along Windward Road, St. Andrew, in May of last year. He was charged with 3 counts of murder, wounding with intent, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and 3 counts of conspiracy to commit murder. However, on Tuesday, his name was called up for a separate charge of unauthorized possession of ammunition in relation to illegal ammunition found during a targeted operation by the police, the court heard. His attorney, Matthew Hyatt, told the Senior Parish Judge Sanchia Burrell that he was surprised to see his client's name listed and was unprepared for the case. "Judge, I must admit that I do represent Mr. Jonas on similar matters. I was surprised to see his name on the list in this court. I am not properly prepared for this matter, but I do represent him for other matters," Hyatt said, noting that his client had not made any disclosure regarding the allegations. He was given a case management date of March 31. Murder suspect killed in police confrontation, accomplices arrested. One man has been fatally shot, another taken into custody, and 3 women detained as police continue their investigation into the disappearance of Kevin Walker, who is presumed dead. The deceased has not been formally identified, but is believed to be Diamond, a person of interest. Reports are that around 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday, February 11, in the Nuttall Street and the Last Street area within the Kingston West Police Division, officers intercepted a silver Toyota Probox that had been stolen earlier in the day in the Kingston Central Police Division. According to the officers, the vehicle was being operated recklessly, and when officers signaled for the driver to stop, the occupants opened fire, prompting law enforcement to return fire. During the exchange, Diamond was shot and injured. He was taken to the Kingston Public Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. A 9mm pistol was also recovered following the confrontation. The police said the victim of the carjacking has since positively identified the deceased as the person who robbed him. 19-year-old Tajay Thompson, otherwise called Tico, was also apprehended during the incident. With Thompson's arrest, 4 individuals are now in custody in connection with the disappearance of Kevin Walker, who was last seen on February 2. The police said 2 other suspects, LaVar Witter and an individual identified only as Shino remain at large. They are appealing to Witter and Shino to surrender immediately. Anyone with information on their whereabouts is asked to contact the police emergency at 119, Crime Stop at 311, the National Intelligence Bureau tip line at 811, or the nearest police station. Bail granted for a man who allegedly tricked the esthetician with a counterfeit US dollars. A man accused of tricking a medical esthetician into accepting counterfeit US dollars was granted bail when he appeared in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court on Tuesday. 36-year-old Damian Harvey, a vendor from New Harbour Village, Old Harbour, St. Catherine, is currently before the court for larceny by trick. According to court documents, Harvey visited the complainant's business establishment to inquire about a dental veneer procedure. While there, he proceeded to ask the complainant if he could convert US $400,000 to Jamaican $580,000, which the complainant agreed to. Harvey reportedly left and sent another individual to conduct the transaction on his behalf, while continuing to communicate with the complainant, who later realized the money was counterfeit US dollars. When quizzed by Senior Parish Judge Sanche Burrell about his involvement in the act, Harvey denied the allegations against him. "I never had any money on me at the time," he said. "And I made the complainant speak to. The complainant never speak to me. Almost somebody else, Your Honor," Harvey said. He was granted bail in the sum of $400,000. He is expected to surrender his travel documents and report to the Old Harbour Police Station daily between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Harvey is set to return to court on April 22, 2025. 60-year-old man sentenced to 12 months in prison for less than 2 pounds of ganja. A 60-year-old man who was found with 1 pound and 8.44 ounces of ganja at his Kingston home last June has been sentenced to 12 months in prison. Peter Manning, who was charged with possession of ganja, using premises for the sale of ganja, and dealing in ganja, is to serve 12 months in jail at hard labor, suspended for 3 years with supervision. The sentence is to run concurrently. Manning first pleaded guilty when he appeared in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court in July last year. Presiding Judge Sanche Burrell, while handing down the sentence, stated that, given Manning's criminal history of dealing in ganja, a fine would not serve as a deterrent. "Mr. Manning, you are 60 years old. By now I can't tell you anything about the illegalities of entangling yourself with ganja, particularly as you are aware that you can get a license to legally deal in ganja. You just want to sell ganja, and nobody is going to stop you. Even the license drives home how much you want to sell ganja products. I am of the view that at 60 years old, I cannot rehabilitate you. What I can do is hang something over your head," Burrell said. "For once, I totally disagree with the probation services. In fact, I find this report a little bit contradictory, because they are saying apparently you did not learn from your first run-in with the law. Although you acknowledge your upbringing and express willingness to comply, it seems like you will contravene the law again, as you have been selling ganja as a source of income," she added. Reports are that police officers conducted an operation on June 19, 2024, executing a search warrant at Manning's premises, where they found the ganja in various locations throughout the house. His partner and the daughter, who were at the premises during the incident, were also charged with possession of ganja, using premises for the sale of ganja, and dealing in ganja. However, the charges were withdrawn against them during Tuesday's sentencing. Judge Burrell described Manning as dishonest after records showed that he had previously been convicted for ganja-related offenses in 2006 and 2014 under the name Carlton Manning. Burrell said she would have to sentence both Peter and Carlton Manning, as the biological details are similar. Manning's attorney, however, argued that her client is a good citizen whose life has been characterized by service to his family and the community. The attorney also disclosed that Manning's partner has also taken steps towards regularizing the sale of ganja by seeking a cannabis license. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.